Hi guys, I'm Nalima and I welcome you back to my channel Exploring MS. So today I'm gonna take you to the part 3 of my MS story. So in the previous two parts I covered about the symptoms that I had and how the diagnosis was made, and in the second a video that I covered, I talked about the treatment that I went through, and what all doctor shopping that I did until I finally landed to AIMS. So in this video I'm just going to talk about the multiple relapses that I went through while fighting with multiple sclerosis. Okay, so this is a little tough for me because it was the year of 2017, and I call it as the black year of my life. One reason is because 2017 is when I had back-to-back relapses. So maybe 4 relapses in a single year, and not all the symptoms was same. So I have been hospitalized so many times, like back-to-back hospitalizations, back-to-back relapses, and AIMS was like my second home. So every alternate days I was at AIMS, meeting Dr. Bhatia. It was a very tough year. It was, I would say, the toughest of whatever number of years that I've been with MS, right? The kind of relapses I had, I mean, as I explained or as I shared, the first relapse that I had was the speech problem, right? But that was when I was diagnosed with MS. That was my speech problem. I never had that kind of issue again. But very soon in 2017, some other kind of relapses that I went through. First was the blurred vision, and I've covered it in a extensively in some other videos, so I don't want to get into the detail of it. I will drop a link here, and you can go ahead and watch that video too. So first thing was the obviously blurred vision, and then eventually I was I stopped seeing from my right eye, and that went on for a couple of months. So maybe it took me like about good 3 months, I suppose, to regain my eyesight. And that was the time when I even visited Dr. Divedi again at Fortis, and he suggested that I go through plasmapheresis, and then I went to AIMS, and there was the entire storyline, right? I mean, there's a lot of things that happened in that particular year, and I've spoken about it in detail in the video that you see above. Now those were the things, right? So blurred vision, of course, and then there was some tingling sensation out of nowhere. My right thighs, I just would feel the tingling sensation, and then it was unusual, right? Then I would just again rush to AIMS and meet Dr. Bhatia, and he would just give me some medicine, Omnicortin, I remember the name. Maybe those were the oral steroid, and I would take that and I would just be okay. I mean, I would be fine with it. There were some tiny relapses. I would just go and visit the doctor, and he would say it will pass by itself. I don't want to give you any medication, so just wait, it will go by itself. So I would do that, and yes, that would just go by itself. And I would even get some kind of a mini paralytic kind of a attack. So I'm walking normally, and all of a sudden the left part of my body stops moving for a fraction of seconds, not like like maybe hardly 5-6 seconds, I guess, not more than that, right? And I'm walking and I'm just not able to move, so I had to hold. So those kind of things, like, and of course the the squeezing that one feels, that the famous that you talk about, the MS hug, that you feel that oh, you can't breathe, you are just like squeezed by somebody, 100 kg man from behind, right? So something like that. So there were like so many kind of tiny little attacks, some major attacks like the blindness or the optic neuritis. That was what was diagnosed eventually, right? So these were the things that I went through, right, in 2017. And during that period of time, I was taking Tecfidera as an oral medicine, because when Dr. Bhatia asked me, what kind of I mean, he told me, like, what kind of medications are there for MS, right? Oral and injections, and he talked about some injections which I could take once in a month. Some were like, I could take it myself. Some was like, once in every week. So I thought, the easiest way out was oral medicine, right? So I opted for Tecfidera. So I took that for almost 1.5 years, I guess. But it did not work for me, right? Because during this particular time of Tecfidera is when I got back-to-back attacks. So I was constantly in touch with Dr. Bhatia, and he was monitoring me, he was guiding me, he was like doing the treatment for me. And that is when he suggested that we should move out of Tecfidera, and he wanted to bring me up to a higher agent, right? So I said, fine, whatever you think is good, right? So that's when he cut me off Tecfidera, and then again he wanted me to choose one of the injections, the DMTs, right? That was there, and he had asked me to meet one of the doctor in AIMS, and he told that doctor, just explain her all the injections, those that we have, so that I could decide. And that doctor, he went ahead and he explained all the options that I had with its side effect. And honestly, as a layman, I did not understand anything. Now again, understand, okay, all of this I'm doing all by myself. Nobody accompanies you to AIMS, first of all, right? If you are going to AIMS, you are on your own. I mean, hospitals like Fortis, Max, yes, you might find people accompanying you, but when it comes to AIMS, I also, as a person, I wouldn't feel comfortable to ask somebody to accompany me, and nobody will even accompany you until and unless it's your parents, right? And I was living alone, so I had to deal with all of this by myself. So whatever that doctor was explaining, I was not understanding. I mean, because he would say, okay, this is the name of the medicine, the injection, right? And this is the cost, and this is the side effect. So the cost ranged from 30,000, 60,000, 1 lakh, and then the side effect was brain hemorrhage at the most. So each and everything that he was explaining, there was a side effect which included brain hemorrhage. So I was wondering, ultimately, if there's these side effects which are so grave, right, then why am I even taking a medicine? I mean, I was not able to decide. As a layman, I definitely was not able to decide. And that is when I gave a call to, I think I messaged Dr. Divedi. I messaged him that I have been asked to check on the medicines, or the injections that needs to be taken, and what should I do? I mean, there are these. And I said rituximab is also one of them. And blindfolded, Dr. Divedi suggested go for rituximab. That is it. That was it. It was his decision, and I thank him for it till now. I did not give it a second thought. I did not go and check any side effect. I did not go ahead and check whether I should take it or not. Dr. Divedi suggested go for rituximab. I went ahead and I told Dr. Bhatia, give me rituximab. And since 2018 till date, I am on rituximab. And since 2018 till date, I have not had any more relapses. So 2017 was the black year of my life, and I'm just hoping that I do not have to see that particular phase again in my life. I'm just hoping, right? And that is why I vouch for rituximab. But again, as I said, MS is a very personal journey, right? And not two people gets the same symptoms. So which means that no two people will the same medicine might not suit the two people, right? So that's what it is. It suited for me. Rituximab suited for me, and I would definitely want to continue with it, till the time Dr. Bhatia feels that he can give that. And I'm grateful that I actually took that medicine, and I'm able to have a live a very normal life. I'm able to do the things that I have always dreamt of doing, and that's what it is. So I mean, that was the time when I've gone through the worst. I was going through depression, and I was not taking any help, right? I was not speaking to a therapist. I mean, I did not know. It was back in 2017, right? So what, like 8 years back. And the therapist, it was not common, I guess, at least for me. So I was just trying to fight all by myself. I would just cry myself to sleep, and yes, I used to get a lot of suicidal thoughts. But yeah, I mean, it was like, I don't know what to say. you know I would not be, or I would not feel myself. I remember 2017, 31st of December. I usually go home for Christmas, right? 31st December, I was crying. I don't know for what good reason. And then my mom asked, "Why are you crying?" And then, I tell her, I don't want tomorrow to come. It was like, I had seen such bad days in 2017. I didn't want to step into 2018 because I was scared that 2018 would be the same. So she comforted me, and yeah, life moved on. And since 2018, things have been better. But yeah, I have really seen the worst. But I guess, even after all of that, what I feel is, I think it's like we just need to hang on there. Even the worst of the days will pass by. I think, like good days don't last. The same way, even the bad days don't last. But, the strength is to hang in there. Sometimes we might just feel ourselves defeated and weak, but I guess that is the time when we need to, feel motivated, or, just motivate ourselves and understand that this phase too shall pass. So even till 2018 or 17, I had not accepted my diagnosis. So I was diagnosed in 2015. So 16, 17 was, I called it as a black year of my life. From 18, I think, when things became a little normal, and that was when I felt like, okay, this is what it is. And I started molding myself, and that's how I have been living with MS. I have been motivating myself, and that's what I do with my videos also, right? I want to motivate people who are feeling who are distressed, who are feeling hopeless, because believe me, there is hope. The moment you believe that there is hope, there is. That's what I wanted to say, and that's how I would like to end this video. So do not feel dismayed. I'm sure if there are bad days, there will be good days too. So all you have to do is hang on there. Good days will come. Have little faith in yourself, and have little faith in God. We are just humans, right? And God will not give you something that you cannot handle. So yes, I just hope that you hang in there, and I'm sure you will sail through. Just have a little bit of a faith, and like I have crossed, right? I'm sure you will cross it too. And I hope this video helps. Don't forget to share it to people who really needs to hear it, right? And I hope it has helped all of you. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Take care. Bye bye.